peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Right now, I want y'all to think of the earth as a plane, you know. I know we've been taught all this round earth stuff, you know what I'm saying? But the deeper you get into it, you could tell. Like I'm one of them people. I don't. I don't be like, oh yeah, flat Earth, this and that. But I do. I could tell that we not on no round planet. Like and context clues from them not really going into space to the fact that if you had the technology to go into space, then it would be easier. I feel to build a technology to go into deep sea. Like, how in the hell you could tell me you going up out into outer space when you can't even go into the sea? Which almost make me think that the deep sea is almost like, as above, so below for real, you know what I'm saying? But I had the idea the other day where you could think about, you know, this Earth plane as something like a game like Grand Theft Auto or, Final Fantasy, any little game where it has maps and basically and think about it like this where you're playing this game on your TV and all you seeing is the little area that the person you're controlling, is in, you know what I'm saying? But there exists a vast world and universe, you know what I'm saying? You just have to go to it to open it up, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing that made me think about that, we do create things with what we focus on. I'm like, I wonder if that's why they hide or keep Antarctica away. Because if we're allowed to dwell and think on it, maybe we could manifest and change something, and find our own land past Antarctica. This is just me throwing out intuitive thoughts, you know what I'm saying? But it makes sense though too that this would be like a plane, it would seem like another, like, say for instance, it would be like in a in like a circular, like, what you want to call it, like a circular aura, like an aura that's around a flat plane, you know what I'm saying? So in essence, that's what will make it seem round, is because it has, you know what I'm saying, like a auric bubble around it, you know what I'm saying? But it would be a plane. But just like on the game where, like where the map the map stopped going, but you could still float on out, and it's just infinity. You know what I'm saying? Almost like an algorithm, or like on being on a computer, or in an eternal place where, once you stop being in that area that was kind of designated, you just kind of go off into infinity. You know what I'm saying? And then two, I thought about like where if you were to go off into infinity, maybe you could, start to create your own, or collectively, you know what I'm saying, we could create our own land masses and things of this nature. Because that's another thing I feel like Earth is. Because every time I go to meditate, and I always find that funny, and I always usually get truthful insights, you know what I'm saying, when I'm in that good deep meditation. But whenever I would try to picture the Earth being round, it just wouldn't sit right with me, you know what I'm saying? Like it just feel like, you know what I'm saying, like a plane, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the word planet, plane, and then you could use the end off a plane and then net. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a plane in a net. You know what I'm saying? That's what we in, a plane net. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, or you could look at even another one. And I said this in one of my older videos. Or you think about living in a plane with that T at the end. You know, that crucifix that Jesus died on. You know what I'm saying? That's that X, that net holding you in, you know what I'm saying, in this plane, you know what I'm saying? But I thought about that. I'm like, the concept to think of it, if it is like, like a eternal plane, it would be something like being on Grand Theft Auto or something. Matter of fact, or where, you could only, like, all right, say for instance, Antarctica could be like a new city before you finish the boat, before you finish all your missions or whatever, you can't go to the next city. That's kind of like what we could look at Antarctica like, you know what I'm saying? Like we could venture off into there until we, start taking care of the missions we got right here. Then we could venture past that. Because I mean, and everybody, when you look at the little map for the UN, it shows like that little flat plane type of map where it seems like Antarctica is around us, instead of a continent that's at the bottom of a globe. You know what I'm saying? But that's just something to, a concept to think of and look into as far as, because we are vibrational beings, you know what I'm saying, dealing with, wavelengths and algorithms, mathematics, arithmetic, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing with the, the matrix. So we're in a matrix, and if you go past where the code has been written, you know what I'm saying, if the programmer haven't developed code for this area, then you pass, you passing the threshold, you know what I'm saying? You going past what the developers, now you into some infinite little spot that, is there by the void of, like, say for instance, and kind of getting into computer science a little bit, but the void of them, not writing the code and stopping this area, like this city or this place, right, wherever they have it, you know, the void comes after that. So in essence, you know what I'm saying? How could I say? I always get lost in these times, cause and honestly, and that's the thing too. What you start to realize, the human language does no justice for like higher type of thoughts and analyzations. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to find words to go with what you be trying to explain. Dealing with a lot of things, because the English language and just human language in general is just so watered down. You know what I'm saying? But what I was just trying to say though is that, you know what I'm saying, there's like written code, you know what I'm saying? So we on the areas that we know of, and cuz think about it too. Like, we have all these buildings, all this exists because of thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Cuz say for instance, even though it might have not just poof and what came to be with our thoughts like that, Walmart was a thought first before somebody actually put some hammers and nails to it, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing I feel like with venturing past Antarctica, how I feel, my intuitive thoughts, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's venturing off, and you would create, you extend the plane, you know what I'm saying, basically. And it will be like, where you're crossing further, like being in a game, like where you say for instance you got a box, your TV is only a certain size, but the person in this game that you're playing, you know what I'm saying, seems to go in endless areas, you know what I'm saying, where if it was measured to the size of your TV, that person is going, way past, you know what I'm saying, the screen, if you get what I'm saying. It's like infinity inside a box, you know what I'm saying. Think about that, you know. But that's just something to think about. I don't know who that is. But, just think, just a good little concept, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause like I say, we are living on a plane. And it's so much, evidence, and to each his own on how you feel. I'm not here to try to say, you know, but I am keeping it real, man. 9 times out of 10, we are not living on a globe. You know what I'm saying? There's just so many evidence from from matter of fact, even down to, the science behind a drop, like where if something was curving and how far you could see, on that plane. Like, say for instance, like they got a spot somewhere in New York or New Jersey where you could see Pennsylvania. I want to say maybe, I don't want to slaughter, but it's somewhere where you can see the city of Philadelphia, New York from afar, you know. But if the science of curvature were true, you wouldn't be able to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this science that they put up in, oh, it takes this many miles to get here. How you gonna tell me all this when you ain't never been? When the ancient people have more knowledge about outer space than you know what I'm saying? And you sending these CGI pictures and all this, telling me this is satellite, this what Mars look like, this and that. Cause matter of fact, and Dr. Phil Valentine brought up a good point where not only with stuff being far out, where like light having time to travel, you don't know what's going on by the time it gets to our eyesight. But another thing too, we're looking through concave lenses, you know what I'm saying? A concave lens will make something look circular, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing too, where that concept of having circular planets may, come from. But I keep getting in and out of this light, but just think of it like a Grand Theft Auto game, like a game where, you know, we have this infinity, this algorithm of infinity inside a box. So we're in the plane, but it does have like a little net on it. You know what I'm saying? Plane net, planet. This is a matrix, mama matrix. You know what I'm saying? I know, it's almost like that mama, the good times and the bad times, you know what I'm saying? Because mama hold you down, mama want to keep you close to, keep you in that matrix, you know what I'm saying? But also, you know what I'm saying, mama does help you out, while you in this matrix. So, however you like to see it. But that's just an interesting concept I just felt like bringing up. Peace. Happen. Now, come matter of fact, and before I even end on that note too, though, and I always have to do this, cause like, say for instance, back to the plane and all that, cause it deals with a collective consciousness. Once we all, cause like as we're starting to get smarter and stuff, we're gonna start discovering and expanding, these places where we're gonna find out what's past and all that. We're gonna start finding out these things. You know what I'm saying? And and that's only if though, as a collective consciousness, y'all start showing a little more love to each other too. To each other and or it's just collective love, you know what I'm saying? Cause if we don't start showing a little more love and raising our vibration like we're supposed to, probably won't have no earth, no plane to keep on, you know what I'm saying, discovering stuff on, which to each his own, cause I mean I wouldn't mind ascending to the next level and leaving earth behind, but some of us may want to come back or, however the case may be. So, you know, plant plant things accordingly, plant your seeds accordingly to how you want it to grow. Peace. Happy now is the vibrate. Not too far in the future, not too far in the past. Right now. Oh, the light, your eye. Peace.